Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Today we're joined by our honored guest, Ethan Carlson, to learn more about his new business, Escape Rhode Island. We're also joined by Ditz Foster, another operator at Escape Rhode Island. Ethan is originally from Plainview, Minnesota, and received his mechanical engineering degree from Yale University in 2012. After graduating, he became a fellow at Venture for America and relocated to Providence to work at Recharge Energy. Ethan is now the founder and manager of Escape Rhode Island in Providence, Rhode Island. Escape is a full immersion mystery game where groups are given 60 minutes with their team to find clues, solve the mystery, and escape. We're going to turn it over to question and answers for Ethan, and if anyone has one, please step up.
We just heard about your background. How has that helped you or inspired you to create Escape?
Sure. So thanks for having me. I come from a mechanical engineering background, which is actually an awesome platform to start an escape room. If you guys come, you'll see all of the puzzles are built from scratch. So it's a lot of construction work and laser cut parts and being able to do that. Having an engineering background is definitely a huge difference.
Being an entrepreneur is a risky jump to make. What were some drawbacks and what made you decide to go for it?
Sure. So I think the drawbacks are probably somewhat obvious. Financially, going without pay and having to put some of my own money into the business is definitely a risk. There's a lot of uncertainty. Like, are people actually going to come to this thing that we've built? So that was a stressful part of it. But it's a great opportunity. We analyzed what it was going to be like, what the market was like in Providence. There wasn't currently an escape room here, and just decided to take the leap.
Why did you feel Providence was a solid location to start a business?
Sure. So Providence, first of all, as you guys all know, has a huge college community. College kids are a big demographic for us. It's perfect. It's like a perfect night out, or part of a broader night out. But it also, lots of young professionals, lots of just a big creative community. So it's just, you can see that sort of in the Lovecraft fandom kind of thing, where there's a lot of like quirky things going on here. So it's just a good fit.
What are your goals for the Providence location?
So the Providence location was built to handle about 400 people a week, and right now we're running about 200, which is awesome. It's a really solid number for us. Definitely enough to sort of sustain life. But yeah, growth is going to be the next big challenge. Getting the word out, getting people talking about it, word of mouth, that kind of thing.
So you were about 2 weeks since opening. Are you at where you expected to be at this point?
Yeah. So we actually have hit our projections almost exactly, which of course is awesome and also bittersweet. We'd love to be able to beat those projections solidly and feel really good about it. But yeah, it's our growth curve has looked pretty much exactly as expected. So this is right on track.
How do you see your role changing in the future of this location?
Sure. So I right now have been extremely involved in the day-to-day nuts and bolts of what's going on at Escape, making sure the operators. So for those of you that don't know, we have part-time employees that monitor all the games. We have a surveillance system set up, so all of the games have audio and video, and we have people that watch the games, make sure that people are moving through them, having a good time, giving clues while necessary. So most of the day-to-day will end up being run by those people, and my role will turn more into engineering design, business strategy, marketing, customer acquisition, those kinds of things, which it is now as well, but I will eventually be able to hand off a lot of the day-to-day operations to our operators. So that will probably happen 3 to 4 months. 4 months down the line. Yeah, it's definitely possible. We don't currently have plans to expand beyond this location. The escape room concept is very new, and right now there's definitely a little bit of a fad going on where people are just figuring out what it is, kind of coming to see it, and it's unclear whether it will taper off after 4, 5, 6 years, and it won't be a thing anymore, or whether it will become a new category of thing that people do as part of their nightlife, sort of like wine and painting classes or trampoline parks. It's one of those things that's new and it's unclear what the future is.
What are some of the main differences between your escape room and other escape rooms?
Well, ours is better. So that's the big difference. A lot of them have very specific themes. You'll hear a lot of people come to us and ask, like, is this scary? Is this meant to be like a horror experience? And some rooms do that. In fact, there's one really famous one that has a zombie on a chain, and the zombie gets like one more link in its chain every 5 minutes. So that kind of thing, definitely, a scary experience. Ours is not meant to be that. We're really focused on building quality puzzles. So it's supposed to be more of like a mentally engaging thing. There's nothing dangerous or frightening or intense in that regard. So that separates us a little bit. But yeah, that's.
So, what is some of the feedback that you've heard from those who've participated in and played the games?
Sure. So some people expected it to be much more of a role-playing experience. We have plot elements that come into play. One of our themes, you are a team of secret agents and you're investigating a reclusive billionaire because other agents have gone missing and you're trying to find evidence to incriminate him, that kind of thing. But again, we're a very puzzle-focused thing. We want you to experience the chain of puzzles and have that be the really exciting part of it. So some people have criticized that we could do more to make it more immersive, have more of a role-playing side of things. Other people have favorite puzzles they love, puzzles they hated. We try and take all of that into account so that as we iterate, as we move forward, we'll be able to keep people happy.
Ditz, do you have anything to add to that? Just in terms of feedback you've gotten as an operator and people's mentalities coming in.
So people really enjoy the different, a lot of different escape room venues don't really have as wide of a variability of puzzles as Escape Rhode Island does. And they've really enjoyed that we have puzzles that are physical puzzles, we have puzzles that are mostly thinking out and like doing calculation sorts of things. There are puzzles that involve actually working as a team in order to solve sequences of things. And most of the feedback I've heard is very positive about that, about how just varied and nuanced the different types of puzzles are, and how they wouldn't have thought to create certain ones, and how it really they really felt like they achieved something in solving them. And that's what we want to hear. So that's really great.
What common traits do you notice in your customers?
Honestly, the demographics are really wide. Like I say, I think we appeal to college students and professionals, but also we get a lot of families that show up. It's definitely not something that you need to be, really smart or really brainy to figure out. All the puzzles are really accessible, and it's meant to be fun for everyone. So there aren't a lot of common traits that we have. You definitely, just because it's a new business, you get a lot of people that are interested in having a new experience, interested in trying something new. Those sort of first, innovators and first movers tend to have a specific personality type. But beyond that, it's been incredibly fun. So that's great to see.
What is your favorite room within Escape Rhode Island?
So we have two rooms, the study and the gallery. I guess I like the aesthetic of the study a little better, but both of them are great. The gallery, I think, has more puzzles in it because it's both of them are awesome. We both had a great time with both. Yeah. So I don't really.
As you went through the building and development process, what are some unexpected situations that arose?
So one really funny one, we have some upstairs neighbors, these 3 RISD students, and it turned out that they are also running a business where they throw parties on weekends. So our opening hour, we're open Thursday through Sunday nights, and it, we try and build an immersive environment so that people really get into the experience of it, and having a DJ on the floor above us wasn't necessarily in the plan. So figuring out, negotiating that thing, making sure that we didn't destroy the relationship, that was a big deal. Everything's good now. It all worked out. But yeah, just some kids.
You are co-owner with Escape Industries. What are some key strengths that they have that they brought to the table?
Sure. Well, I have to give them definitely a lot of credit because we wouldn't exist without Escape Industries. They actually approached me about doing this in Providence. It's not something that I would have thought of otherwise. Escape Industries was founded by 2 of my classmates from college, and they founded Escape New Haven. So this is a joint venture between myself and them. They also brought all of the starting intellectual properties. So we went from having absolutely nothing built, no lease, at the end of September to a fully operational escape room on October 14th. So that never could have happened if we didn't have a lot of starting intellectual properties, starting sort of game design stuff, and also the branding. We were able to start with a fair amount of marketing material, their logo, all of that. So they brought an immense amount to the table for sure.
Alright, and we do have time for only 3 more questions.
What was the inspiration for some of the scenarios?
So I think, like I say, we're focused on the puzzle solving experience. The theme really determines the aesthetic of what you want to do. The study actually is a very common escape room sort of theme to build because libraries are fun. They're kind of surreal, I guess. So that's it's more the inspiration for the theme came as a result of what type of classes we wanted to build.
How often do you intend to switch the scenarios?
So we're thinking of introducing a new scenario about once every 2 to 3 months. Right now we have 3 versions of the study. We're thinking of retiring one and introducing a 3rd game, maybe in late December or early January. But yeah, in general it'll be a new scenario about every 3 months.
What other scenario themes are you considering to bring to the location?
So we know next year for Halloween we'll probably do a Lovecraft themed room. It's been a suggestion that's come up a lot. The next one, the one that we'll introduce in December, I'm thinking of maybe having it be steampunk. Have a lot of gears and perhaps some steel around. Definitely still figuring that out. We haven't done any design yet. We've been focused on sort of getting the business off the ground, but that's the plan at least.
Alright, great, thank you. Thank you, Ethan, for joining us today, and thank you everyone for coming out. There are cards on the desk if you'd like to take one. There's more information on the website, and if you have any further questions, just go to the website or contact us. Thank you.